So people love to talk about their missions in the sense of like what kind of food they ate. Like people love, say, the food from the country they served in, or they thought it was super weird. People in Madagascar eat horse heads and whatnot, or people in I don't know. You go down to Texas and have just great barbecue all the time. Ukraine, I wouldn't say there's nothing that I was particularly crazy about. The food, to be 100% honest, is kind of bland a lot of the times, kind of greasy. There are a lot of like basic vegetables like cabbage, rice, chicken. There are some exceptions. Borscht is pretty famous as, Russian, Ukrainian food, and that's beet soup. And I thought it was great. I mean, it can be made so many different ways by different people, and they put different things in it, but some good borscht with some sour cream mixed in, I thought was delicious. There's also one thing that the missionaries loved there, and I've heard it's pretty popular in Russia as well. It's these cookies called kontik, and it's a Ukrainian candy company that make these cookies called super kontik. And they're like, if you've ever heard of Tim Tams, I've never had one myself, but they're pretty similar. It's like a chocolate outer layer with like a crunchy inside, and there's kind of a hollow layer between it. So what you'd do is you'd bite a hole in each side of the cookie, and you'd suck milk through it. And it'd make the milk taste really good because it'd kind of get sucked through and become chocolate milk. But it also like really soften the cookie and make it a nice milky flavor, and eat that, and it was just delicious. We'd call it slamming kontik, and you would do it in milk. Some people tried it in juice or herbal tea, and people like different things to slam their kontik with. But it was delicious. That was one of my favorite things to do, and that's one thing that I wish I could have back is that. And it seems so little, just like a cookie, but that was just like, I remember my first day, my trainer showed me that, and I thought it was awesome. Other things I liked, they have this thing called sala. It's basically just smoked pig fat, and it sounds kind of gross, and it can be very gross, but if it's made well, I loved it. People put it on bread, on toast. One time I asked for bacon on my pizza at this one pizza place, and I get it, and this missionary that's with me, he looks at it, that's not bacon, that is definitely sala. And I took a bite, it was definitely just chewy pig fat on my pizza. I thought it was good. I mean, mixed with like the cheese and everything else on the pizza, it was fine. But that's kind of a polarizing type of food that missionaries talk about. Some people like it, a lot of them hate it. I thought it was fine. I thought it was good if it was made well, at least. Any other thing I could talk about? Probably. I actually never had it myself. I'm kind of bummed because I really wanted to. But a pretty traditional thing they have there around the wintertime is called holodets. And it's a dessert that the Ukrainians love and missionaries like almost always hated. It was like this meat jello. It's like jello, but it has like the floating meat in it, and it has like the gooey stuff from the marrow in there. And apparently this missionaries would absolutely hate having this. It was just like a weird texture, really gross coming down. I really wish I tried it because I felt like I missed out not having it. But I remember that was always something the missionaries would talk about.